finish, because if we keep on interjecting, we don't have the whole defense of the NGCP.
Mr. Chairman,
so I'm asking that, Mr.
Chairman,
kasi so many times,
I'm
hindi
questioning.
Kahihiyan ang inabot ni Congressman Dan Fernandez dahil sa hindi magandang asta nito sa ginawang pagtatanong sa isang abogada sa kanilang hearing sa halip na makakuha ng mga magagandang ideya dahil nga ito ay end of legislation at makagawa ng mga batas ay tila ba gulo ang inabot ng hearing matapos banatan ni Dan Fernandez ang isang abogada. Kaya naman dito na pumalag ang kapwa niya congressman na si Rufus Rodriguez. Napuna ni Rodriguez ang mga pagtatanong ni Dan Fernandez, isang attorney. Binanata na naman ni Dan Fernandez ang abogada ng katagang, sagutin mo ako yes or no lang. Ito yung hirap mga karadyobaktas kung ikaw ay sasalang sa hearing ng quadcomm, quad committee kung tawagin, ng House of Representatives dahil mapipressure ka talaga. Yung tila ba mawawala yung pagiging komportable mo kapag nakaupo ka o kapag nakasali ka sa hearing ng quadcomm o ng House of Representatives. Hindi ka magiging relax o mawawala yung pagiging relax mo dahil sa mga tanong ng ating mga idolo at ibinotong mga congressman.
Your Honor, ituloy ko lang po yung chronology. After the ERC order dated 10 March 2021, NGCP now filed a motion for clarification to allow...
Wait. Darating tayo sa motion for clarification. Ang tinatanong ko lang muna, explain mo muna yung... kasi hindi kayo nag-proceed sa IPO. Sabi mo, no, you did not proceed with the IPO. So why? Explain.
Ito na nga po because we wanted to be clarified whether we can be allowed insofar as the alternative mode under Section 8 of RA 9511.
Okay.
So ang tanong po nila, Your Honor, is did the IPO proceeded as contemplated under ERC order dated 10 March 2021? Ang response po namin ay, dun nga po sa interim na yon, nag-file po si NGCP ng motion for clarification to allow the alternative mode under Section 8 of 9511, which is, yun nga po yung...
Wait, Attorney Malyari.
Yes po.
What is the motion for clarification all about? If there was a decision by the commission denying your petition, and then you filed a motion for reconsideration, and that was also denied, the motion for clarification should be on the decision of the denial, not on the alternative mode of the requirement that is being set by Section 8 of Republic Act 9511.
Mr. Chairman, I think we should allow the focus of this inquiry, the NGCP, to fully explain, because once there was the decision that they are going to have IPO, Section 8 provides an alternative remedy. That's the second proviso, which I read.
Sir,
Provided that the listing in the PSE of any company which directly owns. So can we allow the NGCP to finish? Because if we keep on interjecting, we don't have the whole defense of the NGCP.
Mr. Chairman,
so I'm asking that, Mr.
Chairman,
kasi so many times,
I'm questioning the resource person, and I'm satisfied already with the answer that she was manifesting. Okay na sa akin yung Mr. Chairman, basta sumagot siya ng
Mr. Chair,
tinatanong
the
ko.
Honorable Rufus, this is the time of the Honorable Dan Fernandez. And we will now, I think, NGCP, I understand your sentiments, Honorable Rufus, but I think, we will also have to make sure that the answers are straight to the point. No? I think ang hinihingi ni Dan, ni Kong Dan, ay yes or no, tapos magpaliwanag. Yan naman
Mr. Chairman,
ang hinihingi niya. Para mapabilis ho tayo. The Honorable Dan, can you please proceed?
With all due respect,
Okay.
with Congressman Rufus, I'm asking direct answer. I'm asking direct answer, and then I am letting her to explain. And then I don't know where the good gentleman is coming from na hindi ko inaalaw na magsalita yung ating pong resource person. As a matter of fact, sabi ko, sige, explain. Di ba?
Okay, so this is still the time of the Honorable Dan Fernandez. So you have the floor, Honorable Dan. Proceed.
Okay, so nung March 10, nagkaroon ng final decision na denied na po yung inyo pong petition, prayer for the extension. On August 11, 2021, may order that was issued by then Chairperson of ERC, Agnes de Banadera, saying that the Commission's order on March 10, 2021, ito, you listen ha, ang sabi ni Commissioner Agnes de Banadera, okay, the Commission's order dated March 10, 2021 should not be taken as allowing or prohibiting any mode of ownership dispersal allowed under the law to be undertaken by NGCP, as this was not an issue in the entire proceedings. In other words, hindi po siya issue to tackle about this dispersal ownership doon sa petition that you filed on November 18, 2018. So, nung mag-lapse na yung period nung January 14, 2019, at your motion for reconsideration was denied, and you were ordered to proceed with the IPO, and then you did not proceed with the IPO, then, Mr. Chairman, I believe that there was a violation of Section 8. Now, nung May 26, 2022, eto na po yung sinasabi po ninyo that another order was issued, this time by all the members of the Commission, with one dissent, si Commissioner Maceda, declaring that NGCP has complied with the dispersal of ownership provided under Section 8 of Republic Act number 9511 based on SGP's indirect ownership of 40.20% of the outstanding capital stock of the NGCP. Now, may I know from the member of the majority who have decided, who reached this conclusion, dun sa March 2021 order, sinabi nyo they have explicitly directed NGCP to complete its compliance with the initial public offering requirements until the successful listing thereof. Now, you have decided dito po sa May 26, 2022, pwede po bang malaman ano ang naging reason ng ating pong tatlong commissioner? Wait, Mr. Chairman, I still have the floor.
No, I have an interjection because the best evidence of what was the reason of their majority decision is the document and the decision itself. We cannot be again asking them on this particular forum.
Mr. Chairman,
The best way is to find out, to have it read by the Secretary, the decision.
Mr. Chairman.
Because that is already the best evidence rule, Mr. Chairman.
All right. Can I ask Commissioner, sino ba bang hindi nakakasagot? Lumbatan. So, what is your reason for this? Kasi nagdesisyon na kayo nung na, okay, March 10, 2021, IPO na tayo. Proceed na kayo. And then suddenly, nung May 26, 2022, sinasabi nyo, na, hindi na, compliant na kayo. Meron na kayong pwede na kayo sa share swap. While sinabi nyo doon sa mga investigation nyo and hearings that were conducted by the NGC, by the ERC, that share swap was already abandoned. And as a matter of fact, kasama nyo si Mr. Francisco doon at sinasabi niya, nagpo-proceed na sila sa initial process of the IPO. Now, what is the reason or what is the explanation on this matter?
Thank you, Your Honor. Chair, if I may be recognized to respond to the
Yes, go ahead.
to the question.
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Tumbatan, right?
That is correct,
Please.
Mr. Chair. Thank you very much. We have specified in our 10 March 2021 order. We have specified IPO because it was NGCP who elected to pursue the first mode of compliance, which is the public listing or the IPO. So, pinanghawakan ho namin yung sinasabi nila na mag-IPO kami. And thereafter, they were asking for extension to conduct or to comply with the IPO. Ngayon, ang sinasabi ko namin, hindi. Ngayon na kagad gawin na ninyo. Now, we have arrived at the 26 May 2022 decision because prior to that, they have filed a motion for clarification asking the Commission, if we have elected earlier IPO, are we now prohibited again to choose the alternative, which is the public listing of a company having at least 30% control of the company. The majority decision of the Commission, composed of myself, Commissioner Fuentes, and Commissioner Digal, including the former chair, Agnes de Banadera, was that by earlier electing to pursue IPO, you did not necessarily abandon the alternative mode of compliance. And so, ang sabi ko namin, o sige, dahil nga ito ang sinasabi sa franchise law ninyo, you may utilize the alternative mode. So, in 26 May 2022.
Pero Commissioner Lumbatan, if
Opo.
I may, no, I got your point. Will you agree with me that the petition that was filed 2 months prior to the statutory deadline noong January 14, 2019, deadline na yan, ang petition nila is for the extension of the period of listing of the shares of stock of NGCP.
Opo.
Wala silang sinabing share swap.
Wala po.
Correct. Kung wala sila sinabing share swap, yung alternative mode of the requirements of the Section 8, nag-expire yung January 14, 2019 na deadline. Di ba? Kaya nga nyo binigyan sila ng extension eh. Bigyan nyo sila ng extension twice, 6 months, para to complete the process of the IPO. But they did not. Correct?
Correct, Your Honor.
Now, yun nga ang tanong ko dito eh. The sudden, as a matter of fact dito, kay Commissioner Digal, no? Doon sa urgent manifestation nila, sinabi mo that NGCP is also, kasi nga, I think there was a deception in here because ang sabi mo, Commissioner Digal, NGCP is also finalizing the engagement of legal counsels for the IPO and expect to finally onboard all external advisors for WIT. Wala namang mention ng share swap eh. January 28, 2021 na to. So, ibig sabihin, hindi pinag-uusapan ng share swap. Diba? Will you confirm that you have said this? Kino-confirm mo lang na, IPO na. Diba? Tama, Commissioner Digal?
If that is what is in the order, Chair.
Yeah. And ganun din kay Fuentes, Commissioner Fuentes. Ang sinabi din ni Commissioner Fuentes, for the record lang, para at least we have the basis for all of this. Ang sabi ni Commissioner Fuentes, the IPO, ito, base ito sa desisyon na nandito, the IPO will be a singular opportunity both for the investing public and for NGCP. And the company seeks full and unhampered chance without pressure of constricted timelines under the pandemic to realize it. So again, there were walang mention ng share swap eh. Wala eh. No, the representation made by NGCP through this urgent motion as well as the hearings conducted spoke lamang of the progress of the IPO. Yun lamang po ang pinag-uusapan. Now, kanina, dito po sa final order ng ERC, directing NGCP to complete its initial public offering within 6 months have become final and unappealable. Tanungin ko si Commissioner Maceda, since ikaw ay kasama doon sa mga nagdesisyon, naging final na po ba yung March 10, 2021 order ng ERC directing the NGCP to proceed with the IPO?
Mr. Chairman, thank you for that question. I wasn't present actually when the Commission adopted the order of March 10, 2021. I was on leave on that day, Your Honor. But based on the rules of practice and procedure of the Commission, there can only be one motion for reconsideration. And once the Commission has ruled on such motion for reconsideration, the decision is final and executory. unless of course the petitioner files for certiorari before the courts, no, which they did not do.
So, meaning walang timely appeal or for certiorari or something?
Wala po sa records namin yan. Instead, we got a motion for clarification po.
So, the order became immutable, in other words.
It's a final order, Your Honor, based on our rules of practice and procedure.
So, yung NGCP's subsequent request for clarification, was it a, parang kasi, it's not merely an inquiry eh. Parang ang feeling ko, nung binabasa ko, parang effectively, they are suit to alter the decision eh. Because they injected the share swap, after which the motion for reconsideration was denied. And then motion for clarification, to clarify the decision of the motion for reconsideration, then suddenly, the clarification deals with the decision making. Am I correct?
I issued a dissenting opinion, Your Honor, so my answer will be very biased. I would tend to agree with that observation. Because once we issue a final order arising from a motion for reconsideration, and such order is very specific as to the directives, we cannot change what's in that order when we clarify questions, let's say from petitioners. But in this case, Your Honor, there was an order for a very specific mode of public offering, which is through initial public offering. Naka-indicate po dun sa order kasi yun. So, given that, if there was a motion for clarification, the Commission should clarify on the basis of that directive to initiate the IPO.
Correct.
And
And-
not to say you can undertake
Alternative.
any other form, alternative form of public
And that's the
offering.
reason why I'm asking, kasi nga, that was the recourse that was done by the NGCP, the motion for clarification. The motion for clarification is to clarify the decision for the motion for reconsideration that was denied. But there was what do you call that? Parang amendment of the decision by inserting if they can have an alternative mode of the requirements of the section 8. But anyway, ano ba ang difference, Madam ERC? What's the difference between the share swap? Para at least maintindihan po ng ating mga kababayan, what is the difference between the share swap, transactions, and on the other hand, the IPO? Kasi yan ang requirement ng Section 8 yung IPO eh. But there was a provision there also, a word there, na sinasabi, provided. Di ba? Yung provided na yan, we need to explain and to clarify. Di ba? So, ang tanong, ma'am, anong difference ng share swap and the IPO that is being mandated? Kung titignan mo ang kabuuan ng Section 8, ang body ng provision is IPO. IPO. Di ba? So, can you kindly explain to us the share swap and the IPO?
ERC, who would like to respond to the question of the Honorable Dan?
Thank you, Your
The
Honor.
Honorable Maceda.
Yes, my understanding of a initial public offering is such that you widely disseminate such information for public offering to give chance to the public, that's why it's called initial public offering, a chance to own a part of the stakes in that company. So there's wide dissemination. A share swap agreement is more of a transaction between private entities. So the question is, does that satisfy